Hey guys, welcome back to the live stream. I'm Sam and I'm here with Chloris. And we actually watched the town hall debates, competing town hall debates with Biden and Trump. Since they were both on at the same time, I watched the Biden one and Chloris watched the Trump one. Chloris, how was Trump's town hall kind of set up?
So it was in Miami, Florida, and it was in this outdoor venue with everybody spaced out because Trump had his COVID diagnosis. So I think he and the moderator, Savannah Guthrie, were spaced like 12 feet apart on either side of this Captain America shield-esque kind of rug. And then they had voters come up and ask questions, and they specified, who they were leaning to and such. How about Biden's?
Yeah, Biden's, I believe, was in Pennsylvania. It was kind of like a library setup where he was down on the floor with George Stephanopoulos, a moderator, I think from ABC, and they had constituents and voters kind of up in the different seats that would come up and ask him questions when they were given the mic. What were some of the key points from Trump's town hall?
So right off the bat, he was grilled pretty hard about his COVID response. He discussed healthcare, so cutting the rest of Obamacare, and then what the alternative is to that and sort of when we'll see that. He talked about his tax reports. Savannah Guthrie, the moderator, asked him if he would show his tax information, and of course he said no, he wouldn't, but he promised that he doesn't think that he owes anything to any foreign entity. And he talked a bit about the Supreme Court nominee and the decision to whether or not he supports Roe v. Wade being overturned. That's just a very short summary, but those were some of the key points.
So some of Biden's major points, he was actually also asked about his COVID response. And he said that while he would not be able to enforce masks to be worn or mandate them, he would definitely sit down with all the governors from each state and strongly suggest that they ask their states to wear masks. He also talked about his tax cuts and tax hikes to the rich, specifically that he wants a 28% tax for rich businesses, and I think a hike for individuals that make over $400,000 a year. He was asked about climate change. By 2035, he wants net zero carbon emissions. And I also thought it was interesting, he said that one of his points is that he wants to install 500,000 electric car chargers or charging stations on highways, which I think is kind of cool. He wants to reestablish some of the LGBTQ plus laws that have been restricted in the past couple of years, and he will calmly accept defeat if he loses, but he doesn't want the American people to lose faith and think that we're more divided. What was kind of like the most important point that Trump or Savannah talked about?
I would say, so kind of bouncing off of the last thing you said, so Savannah asked Trump about the remark he made a while ago about how he wouldn't submit to a peaceful transfer of power. And he touched on that again and specified that he would, but he wants it to be honest.
One of the key points from the Biden thing was actually when he was asked about Supreme Court nominee or appointee Amy Coney Barrett and what he would do. Basically, he was asked if he'll pack the court, and his response was, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But he said that once she is nominated and appointed, he will give the American people an answer on whether or not he will pack the court, which I thought was pretty significant since he's dodged that. But that being said, do you think these town halls really held any significance in the overall picture?
So in my opinion, I don't think so. A lot of Trump's responses were kind of dodging answering the question. So when he was asked about something he would do in the future, like if he got another term, he kind of just talked about what he had already done, or actually argued with the moderator, and she was arguing with him, which I don't know why they chose a moderator that was so opposite Trump. But I think maybe that could have helped people who already supported Trump, and seeing that he's, you know, still being, I guess you could say, like, bullied or kind of pushed by the media.
Yeah.
So and maybe in that instance it helped him, but if you were like in between, I don't really think it did anything.
Yeah, I would also agree and say that it really did not do much, but obviously now that it's election night, I guess we'll end up seeing. Thanks for joining me here, Chloris, watching that, and I guess we'll send it back to you guys at the live stream.